Hey Cam, this is Daniel Oyafusi with the Miami Herald. Welcome to South Florida. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I first wanted to ask, what was the communication like with the Dolphins in the pre-draft process? And is this a place that you thought could be a good chance that you come to?
Pre-draft process really didn't have a lot of talks. Knew they just came to a lot of practices. I already knew that the general manager, son was on the team, so he was kind of giving me the ins and outs of the league already throughout the whole process. Just kind of staying clean nose and stuff like that. So just coming in to the combine, we had a formal meeting, and then coming into the top 30 visits, that was my last meeting, the last meeting I took, and it got kind of scheduled kind of late, so I felt like it was giving something on that accord right there.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on coming to a defensive back room and a cornerback room that has Xavian Howard on one side and Jalen Ramsey on the other?
It's kind of a blessing. I feel like I was already in that position, being at South Carolina, having JC and Izzy above me when I first came in. So coming in and I just kind of stayed under their wing, learned the ins and outs of what they were doing because they were excelling at that level. So just kind of coming in, doing the same thing with Jalen and Xavier, which is going to be even better then.
Go to David.
Hey, Cam, congratulations on this big moment for you.
Appreciate you.
What do you know about defensive coordinator Vic Fangio? His defenses, obviously he's pretty storied in the NFL. So what'd you think of him when you met him in this whole process?
Very wise dude. Dude he's gonna get on you about every nook and cranny about everything. Even just like one of my steps on one of my plays, he keyed it out, and I really didn't even notice it until he said anything about it. So just kind of how he pays attention to detail with a lot of things. I kind of love a coach that pays attention to detail, make sure that everything is smooth and crisp and ironed out.
What do you consider your favorite aspects of the cornerback position?
My favorite aspects in myself or as a DB that you have to have as a DB?
Sure, for yourself playing the position.
I feel like my hands, my feet, my hips, being able to get on top of dudes, not playing even, so I can make sure I can hold the route, making sure that I'm on top at all times. So being able to be in those positions, my hands and feet and hips being all together in one, I feel like that's the best thing that separates me from a lot of dudes.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Travis.
Hey, Cam, I'm Travis with the Miami Dolphins here in the building. Congrats on being drafted.
Appreciate you.
No problem. I wanted to ask you if you could take us to the moment when you got that phone call from Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, Stephen Ross, what that moment was like for you.
I mean, it was kind of crazy because I was just calling Landon. I called Landon because we was just talking about how if I fell late to the second round, it was going to be like it could be that. So I was just kind of going off of what he was saying about the process, and then what Coach Greer was saying when I was on my visit, how if they had the chance to get me, they would come and get me, and then they stayed true to that. So just kind of being on the phone with Landon right before that, and then seeing them call me that 954 number, it's crazy.
I got to ask you a follow-up. When you think about going up and practice against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, what do you think about?
I think about getting better every day. I'm going against two of the most feared dudes in the league. Every day in practice, I ain't got no worries when I get on the field. That's how I'm gonna feel.
Thanks, Cam.
So,
Omar.
What was this process like for you? I mean, being able to be at the doorstep of a dream, and I don't know if you felt like you were going to be in the first round, but what was it like lasting until the second day?
It was kind of I kind of felt down, all of that stuff. Like after, like when it ended, last pick came in, stuff like that. I kind of felt down on myself, just kind of wondering like what was I doing wrong and stuff like that. Just kind of thinking about it, but then at the same time, I got to think about what God has in store for me. And it's not just what I want and what I think should be happening and stuff like that. It has to have something behind it, and God always got something behind it.
Hal.
Hi, Cam. Congratulations and welcome to Miami.
Appreciate you.
I'd like to ask you a little bit about the role of your family in your life going back to when you were young as well as now. I understand you have a young daughter. Can you just describe the role that your relatives have had in your life?
Really just kind of having that close-knit family, mom, dad, brother, sister, uncles, aunts, like everybody being in close-knit. We always coming for Sunday dinner and stuff like that. It was always big. So just having them there the whole time and then coming to see everybody like in a whole, everybody come together and like, even though if they didn't know me, it didn't know this person, but they starting to meet the whole support system. So just having a whole support system there was way bigger than anything for me. Just seeing everybody crying and everybody doing. I wasn't even crying that much, but I had people crying a lot harder than me. So like, it just shows how much they care for me throughout this process.
And how is it being a dad? Are you enjoying being a dad?
Definitely. It's a couple hiccups here and there, always, but it's smooth.
Thanks.
Marcel?
Hey, what's up, Cam? Marcel Louis Jacques with ESPN. Congratulations and welcome to Miami. Just curious, playing in the SEC, how do you feel like that's prepared you for the competition you're about to face within your own division? You got Josh Allen twice a year, you got Aaron Rodgers now twice a year. I don't know if you've even had time to really let that sink in yet.
Just feel like it is the best ball in college football. I feel like that, and I can stand by that. I feel like it's a lot more dog in that conference. I feel like it's a lot more people trying to make it up. People not really just playing football just to play football. So I feel like coming from them trenches type of thing, that's giving me an edge over anybody regardless. I know that edge. I know how to practice. I know what it takes to do those type of things. And every SEC team is basically ran like a pro organization. So I'm already in that doorway.
And then one more thing, you're from Blythewood, right?
Yes,
South Carolina. Do you have any relationship or you know of Justin Bethel at all? I think he went to the same high school, right?
Justin Bethel. I think I've heard that name before, but I didn't graduate. I graduated with Westwood, though. I graduated from Westwood.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, man. Congrats once again.
Appreciate you.
Joe?
Hey, Cam, it's Joe Shad from the Palm Beach Post. Nice to meet you. I know that you're capable of playing outside corner, slot corner, and some people even think you can play safety if called upon. What have the Dolphins said about whether they plan to cross-train you in multiple positions?
When we were sitting down in the office with me and Greer, we was just kind of wrapping it up about what I wanted to play and how I want to do it. We always know that I could play two positions, but just kind of getting my feet wet in the league first, getting outside, making sure I can hold it down, do everything I need to do, and learn those new techniques that they're going to teach me and stuff like that. And then moving inside a little later, going inside, moving, learning those things and stuff like that. So just kind of gradually going into it.
Xavian Howard was once also a second-round corner. They picked him out of Baylor. And if you read his scouting reports back in the day, they said that he can get a little physical. I'm reading this one here on one website. It says he can get a little grabby. Tell me about how you balance physicality, being in their back pocket, being handsy, but try not to get called.
Sometimes you just kind of got to watch it. You got to know the receiver that you're going against. A big, stronger dude, you can do a lot more. You're not really going to do all that flinching and stuff like the kind of little dudes will do and stuff like that when you tug them or you push them and stuff like that. So it's just kind of just knowing who you're going against and knowing what you got to do.
Thanks, man. Welcome.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Chris?
Hey, Cam.
Yeah,
Chris Perkins from the South Florida Sun Sentinel. How you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, I wanted to know when you first considered yourself an NFL prospect and how much did that dream drive you every day?
Really kind of realized it. I didn't realize it when I was young, like a lot of people and stuff like that, but I realized it really my junior year, going into my junior year, finding out basically at the start of spring ball, I was going to have a kid in the summer. And then it kind of just went from there. Like I kind of was kind of different every day. I don't know why. I didn't really home in on why I was different or really think about it. I was kind of going and doing it and everything. So practice were easier. Like I was making a lot of plays, stuff like that. Like, so I was just kind of getting in a groove of feeling like a dominant corner. And then coming into the season, I continued the same trend. So it was just kind of that whole season, like it just kind of solidified it.
And did you notice other teams noticing your talent and playing you different or trying to throw away from you and things like that?
Not my 2021 season, a lot more in my 2022 season. I had a lot less targets than my 2021 season. So yeah, I feel like I got the respect that I deserve.
Okay, we have time for 3 final questions. We're going to go to Mark, Hassam, and Omar.
Hey, Cam, Mark Stahl with the Miami Times newspaper. Congratulations. Welcome to Miami. First, my question to you is more so about Blackwood. Coming from South Carolina, what are you looking most forward to coming to Miami?
Really just kind of always kind of having a little warmth to the weather, and really no cold fronts, stuff like that. Really just kind of the weather. That's really the only difference between South Carolina for real for me. I mean, I don't really go out like that. I don't really get into those type of things. I ain't really a sociable dude.
And secondly, your game against Tennessee last year, you were able to shut down the Biletnikoff winner. Do you think that game stood out to you the most last season, or what was it about that game?
It didn't stand out to me. I knew I was guarding him from the jump since he started snapping. So as soon as he would, like, when we knew he was coming on the schedule, I told him this is 2-3 weeks in advance. I'm already telling him like we're going. But just having that game, I feel like, yeah, that kind of boosted everything and stuff like that. But I feel like I didn't put in no extra effort for that. I didn't do anything extra for that.
Appreciate it.
Hassam?
Hi, Cam. My name is Hussam Batam from 5 Reasons Sports. First of all, congratulations on being drafted by the Miami Dolphins and welcome to Miami. You stated a lot that you're a perfectionist about technique, and you stated that you're very comfortable with your back back pedal. How does that help you prepare against some of the faster wide receivers in the NFL?
A lot of the fast dudes get a lot of people that kind of open up and run a lot. So they'll already be open up, running, tilted up shoulders and stuff like that. So kind of just being comfortable with my pedal, knowing my speed, knowing what I could do, going to have me just more comfortable in those situations. Somebody pressing me hard up the field, trying to run a comeback, a 15-yard comeback or a 20-yard comeback, like somebody doing that, me being able to stand my pedal and transition, keep my same transition instead of just kind of opening the gate and letting them run and being scared. So just having that kind of confidence in my back pedal is going to help me.
Final question, Omar.
Hey, Cam, Omar with All Dolphins. I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Landon Greer and how much do you think that provided a scouting report for Chris Greer, and how many times do you think you interacted with Chris Greer throughout the course of your career at South Carolina?
My relationship with Landon is pretty smooth. We're not like the best of friends, but like every day we cracking up, like in the locker room or we in the meeting room cracking up. Like, so just something to that extent. But it's just always kind of been like, he was just kind of telling us the ways of the league. Like he's been in it since he's been little. Like, so he damn near knows more than a lot of people know in the league. So just kind of having that in my back pocket was great. He just kind of led everything the whole time. He always talked good about me. Every time they told me about Landon was calling them about me and stuff like that. Like, he always put in a good word for me, and I'm grateful for him. I'm truly grateful for him. But I ain't really had my first time meeting Chris Greer was at the combine, at the formal meeting we had, and then the second time when I had my top 30 visit.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Cam.